Guys, look at this. Right? Cassandra Montejo. BSV blockchain's stability and immutability ensure AI data security and integrity. Right? But look at these comments by these BTZers. Jingles. Who told you it was immutable? Coins can be taken out of your wallet without the owner's private key. Yeah. My response to that is SHA-256. And then liar. Oh, the notary creates a confiscation order. Blah blah blah. Okay. It doesn't matter. You add a confiscation order or you add changes to coins, but all the previous data is SHA-256. It's immutable. How is it immutable after a double spend attack the BSV Association and a post on Twitter with chain miners should use? Dude, it's a blockchain! A block has a hash, and then it has the hash of the previous block, and then so nobody can change the data in the old blocks. Doesn't matter what you do with the coins or you do with the new data. The old data can't be changed. That's the point. After a successful double spend attack. Double spend where? BSV Association had to post on Twitter which chain miners and nodes should use. Miners and nodes. But who cares who posts on anything about Twitter? It doesn't matter if there's a association or if I post on Twitter or if Blockstream. It doesn't matter who posts on Twitter. The miners pick a chain, and that chain is going to have an immutable history. If you make another chain, that also has its own immutable history. That's whether you pick one chain to listen to. That's up to you, I guess. Or one chain to build on. These guys, man, they don't get. They don't just. They didn't. Nobody. It's funny. Nobody knows. Even from going back to 2008, no one can. Not everyone can figure out how Bitcoin works. Like no matter how hard they try, they don't. They just don't get it. They don't get how this thing works. It's just a hash. That's it. Once the data's there, and you take the hash of it, that hash represents that data. It doesn't matter what you do with new coins or anything. It's the same thing with BTC. With anything. In fact, BTC's it's got a changed protocol. They have a different signature system. But the date, if it's just hashing each block. Imagine if they try to, oh well, we don't need to hash the blocks anymore. Like that's what makes it immutable. Doesn't matter if you what you try to do with the metadata, or if you try to act like. Man, you guys don't know. They probably don't get how an NFT is even sold. They don't even get like how, like when Tom McDonald bought like an NFT to then make a rap on a beat. When he bought Eminem's beat, he bought the NFT, but that meant that he had rights to the song, not because the NFT controls who has rights to the song, but because Eminem stated in his licensing for that actual song, which is enforced by law, not by some blockchain with arms, that the person whoever owns the NFT for that beat owns the licensing for the beat. You can't just make an NFT for something. But these guys are like, well, I don't know, it's gotta be immutable. It's gotta be, they gotta follow the protocol of the biggest. I can't figure out what they want. The biggest what? The market decided or what? Like what the hell? what it, I can never figure out what they're trying to, what they think. It doesn't make any sense. It's a blockchain. It's a chain of blocks. It doesn't matter if they're U.S. dollars behind it or not. It doesn't matter if there's a, you know, if there's a double spend in there. If there's legitimately a double spend, which means that there's coins that were like multiplied, which I don't think there is in BSV, because the nodes wouldn't accept it. But even if all the nodes were saying, well, we'll allow this one to be duplicated so that there's technically more than 21 million, it's still, what is, that doesn't have anything to do with immutability, because immutability just means that your data, whatever the data happens to be, isn't going to change, and that you can put data, whether it's valid or invalid transactions, get the 256 hash of it, put that hash in the next block, and there you go. That chain is not going to change. You can ignore the chain if it's invalid. You can ignore the invalid blocks and build another chain, but these guys, I swear, they're like psyops or something. They're trying to convince everyone that like BSV is like a scam somehow. Still, they just don't want, for some reason they just don't want to let it. They think that it's, I don't know, man. I don't know what they think, but I mean, the way Bitcoin is defined is a chain of digital signatures. So you can't have collusion on that, because you can literally prove using the signature that it's a signature from that wallet. You can literally like verify that a block, like any transaction in any block, is correct without needing to download the whole block, because you just need it to check the hashes on its part of the Merkle tree. That's it. You see that it matches the blockchain hash, and you're good. Somebody explain to me the psychology here. Why don't they understand? How do they not understand that? About if anything's immutable in this entire world, like it's a blockchain, because it's got like just so many layers and layers of hashes that are like cementing it in history forever. My goodness, how do you like somebody explain it to me.